As we head into the holiday weekend, San Diego County posts a record 584 new coronavirus cases and now officially falls onto the state's watch list. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Barbara Lee Edwards.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. This is the sixth day in the past week that we've seen more than 400 cases. And as these numbers continue to rise, so does the chance that many San Diego businesses will face new restrictions starting next week. News 8's Richard Allen has more on this dialing back.
Well, that's right. With San Diego now officially falling on the watch list beginning tomorrow, we are just days away from the state potentially taking the same enforcement action it's already taken in 19 other counties, including the rest of Southern California.
We anticipate that we will be on that list.
That prediction made earlier this week by the county's public health officer is now reality beginning tomorrow, as San Diego, for the third day in a row, posted on average more than 100 COVID cases per 100,000 residents. If COVID numbers remain alarmingly high and we stay on the watch list for 3 days through the holiday weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, then beginning Monday, dialing back enforcement action will be taken, shutting down the indoor operations of restaurants, movie theaters, zoos, museums, wineries, and tasting rooms, while outdoor service will be allowed. This comes as San Diego broke another record. 584 new COVID cases reported Thursday, bringing the countywide total to 15,207. 5 more people have now died, bringing the death total in San Diego to 377. The positivity rate, the number of confirmed positives out of the total tests administered, is 7% for the day, with the rolling 14-day average now increasing to 4.9%. County leaders have pointed out that taking preventive measures could help to alleviate these rising numbers we're currently seeing.
But if we get everybody to wear facial coverings, to maintain social distance, to not go out of their home unless they have essential business to deal with, we wouldn't get to those thresholds.
Thursday, Governor Gavin Newsom urged Californians heading into the July 4th weekend not to gather with people outside their households and to avoid crowds, as the statewide stats also continue to climb.
We've now had a 56% increase in hospitalizations.
Rolling out a new series of PSAs Thursday designed to encourage everyone to follow the statewide mandate to wear a facial covering outside.
The evidence is simply overwhelming. Masks keep Californians healthy.
And San Diego County today reported a record 10 community outbreaks, bringing the total number of outbreaks to 22 this past week. 8 of these 10 new outbreaks have been traced to bars and restaurants. Back to you.
Richard, thank you. These potential closures or dial-backs are expected to devastate the restaurant industry once again. It's been 6 weeks since San Diego County restaurants were allowed to reopen for dine-in with restrictions. News 8's Abby Alford shares how a local restaurant chain is launching a new eatery right in the middle of all this turmoil.
We're inside Puesto's newest and largest location. This is where Gordon Biersch used to be in Mission Valley. They plan to open on Tuesday. And some say they are crazy to be doing that during the COVID restrictions, but they say that's exactly why they're doing it.
Walk into Puesto's Artisan Kitchen and Bar in Mission Valley, and the former Gordon Biersch restaurant has a whole new makeover, including the largest tequila and mezcal selection in San Diego, a Mexican lager brewery, and the new item, almond wood enchiladas.
Excited to open, hopefully this coming week.
Puesto's delayed opening its 10,000 square foot innovative Mexican restaurant because of COVID-19 restrictions. They have 6 restaurants in the state, including one in downtown and La Jolla.
It's been a wild ride. We've called it unfamiliar circumstances, but we worked really hard to adjust and pivot.
Now the county, under the state's watch list, is expected to close and scale back on Monday. The 450-seat restaurant went down to 150 seats, and now it could be 60 if the patio is only allowed to be open.
We're just going to keep moving forward. We're going to make sure that we're adhering to all the protocols. We're going above and beyond.
The possible shutdown or dial back could be devastating to the restaurant industry again.
It wasn't sustainable at 50%. It's not sustainable with just outside dining.
The president of San Diego chapter of California Restaurant Association, Jeff Rossman, says that many restaurants spent $10,000 to $15,000 to reopen 6 weeks ago, and they're just now finding their groove.
We all got the loans, but when the money runs out, there's got to be customers to come in.
Thursday's numbers show the majority of community outbreaks are tied to bars and restaurants. Rossman believes that guests could have brought it into the restaurant and they shouldn't be targeted.
We knew that safety was top priority. And now to go backwards, it's just devastating.
While the unknown looms ahead, Puesto says that it hopes opening brings something for people to look forward to.
We only not have a lot of fans counting at us, but we also have a lot of employees.
Puesto will officially open on Taco Tuesday, July 7th.
Thanks, Abby. Rising COVID numbers aren't stopping people, though, from getting out for the holiday weekend. News 8's Lamore Abrams shows us the growing crowds even today at local beaches.
La Jolla Shores crowded like this all day, but just because beaches are packed doesn't mean people aren't taking precautions. From the ground, these beachgoers only appear to be tightly packed together. Look from above. Many are keeping their distance, whether at Mission Beach.
We respect everyone's wishes as well as our own.
Wind and Sea or La Jolla Shores.
We take care of ourselves and stay away.
San Diegans getting the message.
People are being pretty reasonable, I think.
Even Pamela Boynton of the La Jolla Shores Association relieved to see
more
it.
people are wearing masks, that's a good thing. And then I'm noticing that they're respectful of moving around and keeping each other, allowing each other to have some distance.
But just before the official July 4th holiday,
slowly it's been getting busier and busier, but this is a lot of people.
There's concern that more visitors will crowd city beaches because they can't go to their own.
In my opinion, it would be better if the beaches were all open, and then it would kind of prevent some of that congregating going on.
That congregating is just what California officials are hoping to avoid, announcing Wednesday the full closure of all state beaches in Los Angeles and Ventura counties and restricting parking access until Sunday, July 5th.
Seems like a good thing just given how crazy it's been.
We met many tourists here for a quarantine escape. Gopal Anand bringing the whole family from San Jose.
It's worse out there, sitting at home like for 4 months, 3 months. I think this was a welcome break.
Lifeguards, meanwhile, not anticipating much of a break anytime soon.
There's a lot of out-of-state flags and college hats, football season kind of hats and stuff. So there's a lot of people here, and it's only going to grow.
And just a reminder that most beach parking lots will be closed starting Friday through Sunday.
Well, lifeguards may have their hands full with some dangerous conditions developing along our coast.
Chief Meteorologist Carlene Chavis joins us with more on that. Carlene.
That's right. We are talking about some very busy lifeguards by this weekend because we are looking at elevated surf. So it's a long period south-southwest swell that's going to bring up those waves. Let's go ahead and take a look at what's been issued. It's a beach hazard statement right along our coastline. That will start tomorrow evening all the way through noon on Monday. The surf up to 6 feet sets to 7 feet north of Encinitas, and those waves are expected to peak on Saturday. So you have to really be careful out there. Strong rip currents as well. It's always best when you are at the beach to swim in front of lifeguards. You'll see those red flags right there at the lifeguard towers. That is a signal for strong rip currents. If you do get caught in a rip current, don't panic. It's best to swim parallel to shore. And we always say when this happens, if you're not a skilled swimmer, it's best to stay out of the water. We have heat on the way for our 4th of July weekend. All those details are ahead. Back to you, Barbara Lee.
All right, thanks, Carlene. Local law enforcement will be cracking down on impaired drivers this holiday weekend. It comes after agencies saw an uptick in DUI arrests earlier this year. The Sheriff's Department says deputies will be out conducting increased DUI patrols. In Encinitas, they will also be holding an impaired driving checkpoint tomorrow night beginning at 8 o'clock. So far in 2020, nearly 400 drivers have been arrested by the Sheriff's Department for driving under the influence.
A months-long criminal investigation into the death of an SDSU student who fell from his bunk bed revealed no basis for manslaughter or hazing charges. That's according to a joint statement from University Police and the San Diego DA's office. 19-year-old Dylan Hernandez died last November. He attended a frat party the night before his fall, and his death led to suspensions of more than a dozen fraternities. Police say they did forward a case to prosecutors regarding a person they say provided alcohol to minors during that party. CAL FIRE crews quickly got a fire just off the 15 in North County under control tonight. It broke out just after 5 near southbound lanes at Gopher Canyon Road. It grew to about a quarter acre, but firefighters, they got a handle on it within a half hour. No one was injured and no buildings were damaged, but the cause is still under investigation.
A young woman is in the hospital tonight after a freak accident at Scripps Ranch. We're told she was trying to hop over the fence at her apartment complex when one of the spikes at the top went through her calf. A friend who was with her held her up until first responders got there. She was awake and talking, and she appeared to be in considerable pain. Firefighters say they had to cut part of the fence off and leave it attached to her to help save the leg. Well, tonight, an accident at Montgomery Field that left a plane upside down is under investigation. Officials say it happened around 1:30 this afternoon. The pilot, who is the only one on board the single-engine Cessna, was not hurt. The plane is registered to an Alaska man. That's according to FAA records.